Welcome back to the Stoic Tube. When we think of attractiveness, our minds often jump to conventional things: six-pack abs, a deep voice, or a high-paying job. But reality is a bit more nuanced. In fact, some of the most attractive traits in men are not the obvious ones. They're weird, subtle, often overlooked traits that send a strong, unconscious message to the people around them, especially women. Let's dive deep into some of these weird traits that can secretly amplify a man's attractiveness. 1. Being comfortable with silence. Most people feel the need to fill every silence with chatter. But a man who can sit in silence without fidgeting or reaching for his phone radiates calmness and confidence. It shows that he's not desperate to impress, and that he's comfortable in his own presence. This trait, though subtle, often strikes as mysterious and powerful. Why it works? Silence is a power move. It shows self-restraint, composure, and control, all highly attractive traits in evolutionary psychology. 2. Odd hobbies or obsessions. Whether it's collecting rare coins, practicing archery, building miniatures, or studying ancient philosophy, unusual interests make you stand out. In a world where everyone is chasing trends, a man who follows his curiosity unapologetically becomes instantly more magnetic. Why it works? Passion is attractive. And when it's something unexpected, it shows you're not afraid of being different. 3. Resting serious face, but not angry. Having a naturally calm or intense facial expression, without looking angry, can make people take you more seriously. It gives the impression that you're grounded, focused, and not easily distracted by drama. Why it works? Mystery. People project depth onto those who don't reveal their emotions easily. This creates intrigue and fascination. 4. Slow, deliberate movements. Fast, jittery movements signal nervous energy. But when a man moves slowly and deliberately, whether it's the way he walks, sips coffee, or turns his head, it shows confidence and presence. Why it works? Slowness communicates that you're not in a rush to prove anything. It also signals status. People in power aren't rushed. They control time. 5. Weirdly specific vocabulary. Using precise or unusual words, without sounding like a thesaurus, makes you seem more intelligent and interesting. If you casually drop words like nuance, liminal, or serendipity in conversations, it shows a poetic, thoughtful mind. Why it works? Intelligence is sexy, but it's even more appealing when it's sprinkled into conversation in a natural, creative way. 6. Enjoying solitude. Most people are afraid of being alone. A man who genuinely enjoys solitude, going for solo hikes, reading in a cafe, or traveling alone, gives off a strong vibe. He doesn't need external validation. Why it works? Independence. If you don't need anyone, people are drawn to you even more. 7. Having a signature look. It could be your hairstyle, a piece of jewelry, the way you roll your sleeves, or your always worn leather jacket. When a man has a consistent signature aesthetic, even if it's a little odd, it creates a lasting impression. Why it works? Personal branding. You become iconic in people's minds without trying to be trendy. 8. Unusual sense of humor. Not everyone gets it, but those who do, love it. A dry, sarcastic, or deadpan sense of humor is an odd magnetism that sets you apart. You don't chase laughs, you invite people into your world. Why it works? It's effortless and niche. Not everyone will get you, but those who do will find you irresistible. 9. Controlled rebellion. Following your own rules without being reckless is strangely attractive. Whether it's questioning norms, working outside the system, or rejecting conventional paths, this quiet rebellion shows mental strength. Why it works. Rebellion shows leadership. People admire those who don't conform but do so with purpose. 10. Speaking less, saying more. Some men talk endlessly, but the man who speaks less and chooses words with care commands attention. People listen when he talks. He doesn't overshare. He creates space for people to wonder. Why it works. Mystery, presence, and impact. You don't waste words. You use them as tools. Final thoughts. What makes a man attractive isn't always what the media tells you. It's often the quiet confidence, the offbeat passions, the discipline, and the things that don't fit the mold. These weird traits act like magnets, not because they scream for attention, but because they signal something deeper: authenticity, power, and presence.